Impression of Westminster MPs, another damaging revelation appears in the papers. Is this really a defining moment in politics, and are the public right to be so angry? Well, let's remind ourselves how we got here.
Are you going to pay back the £72,000 that you've taken after your mealy-mouthed answer trying to explain yourself?
No, I'm not.
I've paid back the money for the trouser press for the simple reason that I did not come into politics to make money.
Well, I am angry about what has happened. It is out of order.
I want to apologise on behalf of politicians, on behalf of all parties.
I listen to the Honourable Lady often, and I hear her public utterances and her pearls of wisdom on Sky News.
I have resigned my position with David Cameron. People are writing out cheques and handing them back in.
Leadership is me saying to all the political parties that they've got to act now and immediately to change the system.
If I thought it was incorrect for me to claim it, I would have given the money back to the authorities. I'm not giving it back. I've never flipped. I'm as straight as they come.
Well, we're here in Bromsgrove in the constituency of Julie Kirkbride, of course, who was mixed up in some double trouble with her husband Andrew Mackay, who's since resigned. Got some local people here again to talk to. Here with me, the pub landlord himself, Gianni, and also Mark Anthony Francis, who we could call an activist for the Respect Party, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Well, you serve behind the bar at the Queen's Head Inn in Stoke Pound.
Indeed.
What are your customers saying?
Well, they're ranging from anger to disappointment. I think people are very shocked that people that we're supposed to trust have been abusing that trust. Certainly the talk in the pub is, why are the government taxing the beer and taking taxes and reaping this money in, and yet they have an inability to control what happens to it. So people are saying, well, why should we pay this if they can't demonstrate that they're actually spending it wisely?
Are they more upset with Julie Kirkbride or with the whole of Westminster?
I think with the whole system, I mean, you can't focus this on one person. It's right across the board, apparently. Everybody seems to be doing it, and it's a failure of the system. Okay, individuals are being pointed out, but I think this is the time now to look and review the entire system and make sure that nobody's able to do it in any party.
Yeah. Mark Anthony, you've been out collecting signatures today for a petition for Julie Kirkbride to resign. How many signatures have you collected so far?
I had trouble with the printer because the ink cartridge ran out, but we got about 150 signatures in just 3/4 of an hour, and we've now set up a little group, and we're saying we aim to collect 10,000 signatures in the next 10 days. We'll present them to Rita Dent, Julie Kirkbride's constituency secretary, on June the 1st, and we're saying that Julie Kirkbride should resign.
Now, this is all tangled up with you pitching for the local elections for Respect Party, isn't it? You are a classic in this story, opportunistic fringe party candidate, aren't you?
No, I'm a local lad who believes in justice, truth, decency, honesty. We have 1,200 people been made redundant in the Bromsgrove area just in the past 3 months. Right, there's a lot of hardship. There are a lot of people that finding everything they've worked for is just collapsing around them, and there's a lot of anger. And this is the last straw. In Cuba, people say that "Shacabo el yaray," the straw has run out. This is the last straw.
If someone like Mark Anthony came to your pub in a pitching for the Respect, or even the BNP or UKIP, if they came to your pub to have a chat with the locals, do you think they'd listen in and hear what they had to say?
I think so. I think it's a time for listening to a voice of change at the moment. Clearly the people who have been governing us haven't been doing it properly. So now, as a nation, we do need to look and see if we can introduce some more honest people into our government.
What do you think this tells us? What do you think this tells us about Westminster, Mark Anthony, what we've learned the last 7 days, 8 days?
There was after the Second World War, you had politicians like Clement Attlee and ministers in that Labour government They went, you know, Clem Attlee used to get dropped off by his missus in the Morris Minor with a lunchbox with sandwiches in. They did not take anything from the public. They gave public service. They created the NHS. They created, you know, they paved the way for a fairer society. We've seen over the past generation all that welfare state that was created in the aftermath of fascism and war destroyed.
Do you think it's sign of the times, last 10 years, boom economy, everyone getting rich, and in the city and so forth, do you think the MPs started feeling like they were falling behind?
Yeah, I think the bonus culture in the city infected Westminster, and it's got to stop. Full stop. It has to stop. We need public servants that will rebuild the fair of Britain. We're just a couple of miles away from the village of Dodford, which was the Chartists who fought for democracy in the 19th century. They gave up eventually. They didn't win their demands for a fair democratic Britain. And they went back to the land to make a sustainable village, a community just a few miles from here. And 160 years on, all of the demands that those Chartists made for annual recallable parliaments, for democracy and real accountability for public servants, those demands need to be raised again. You know, we need to go back to basics. And what the wonderful opportunity here is that ordinary people can turn that anger, stop moaning, and take responsibility.
Okay, I see you nodding there briefly. You agree with what Mark Anthony's got to say there?
Yes, 100%.
Gianni Daniello from the Queen's Head Inn.
That's it.
In Stoke Pound. And Mark Anthony France. Thank you both for talking to us this afternoon. From Bromsgrove, and that's it from us now in Bromsgrove. But we'll be in Bracknell tomorrow, moving from wife to husband, Andrew Mackay's constituency, to see how people feel there. We'll see us then at lunchtime on Sky News tomorrow.
Andrew, thank you. Well, recession hit industry work.